Why the Jaylen Brown trade just ended analytics forever. I mean, guys, we got to talk about this. I mean, I'm not even a big JB fan, but man, this is crazy. Like, as a basketball fan, though, yeah, I gotta say, man, this is just weird all around, and just something I don't think I've ever seen, man. But yeah, I mean, you see the topic, you see what I'm saying here, and I want to know what you guys think, because in a way, it could mean like a dark shadow over his career or whatever. But at the same time, if you are smart enough to kind of look at things for what they are, I think it's more an indictment on analytics itself than Jalen Brown's career or his game, you know? So there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. I think the first thing was, I mean, let's be clear. He was not traded because of bad analytics. Let's just get that out of the way, okay? And the second thing is, it's the front office that apparently wanted him out of there. I mean, what exactly did he do to the organization, right? Because forget about him being like this super talented or smart guy. I guess he came from, I can't remember what university. I think he was from Stanford or one of those Ivy League schools, right? Cool, whatever. But there's his teammates. There's the media and the industry, and then there's the front office and the organization. Okay, forget about the fans. The fans are another another facet, but forget about that. That's not really here or there. Okay, this is something that came down from the top. Okay, ownership and the front office in Boston are always, you know, in tune with each other. I mean, I don't even remember hearing that they were gonna fire someone in the front office. They usually put the guy that they want there, and the guy who's there is gonna step down and let this guy come in, which is what happened with Brad Stevens. You know what I'm saying? So, we can't even put this on Brad Stevens, man. Okay? I mean, they're all on the same page about this. I don't think this is a situation where it's like Nico Harrison getting rid of Luca, and then the organization then turns around and like, oh, we're gonna get rid of Nico to show the fans that it wasn't our idea. Okay, whatever, bro. All right. So that's the second thing. The third thing is Jason Tatum could have probably stopped this. Right. So is he culpable in this whole thing? Is there some kind of beef between the guys? I mean, they're both competitive guys, so yeah, clearly there's something there. But is it at the point where, because check this out. If I'm Jason Tatum, I don't come back at the end of the regular season and try to upstage my guys' MVP caliber season. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that. I mean, they're number two in the East. Yeah, maybe you're thinking you could contribute or something, but Jason Tatum is the kind of guy who, if he's on the floor, the ball has to go directly to him. I think he sucks up so much energy and so much space. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's why it's very surprising that the analytics don't really look that good for JB. But at the same time, I think front office should have shut that down. And again, this is showing that they have a lack of faith in JB. For him to have done all that he did that for the season, and then you're gonna get rid of him is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So my next point is, the C's were the only team in the league with 2 of the top 10 players on their roster. Now, you could tell me, hey, go ahead, name another team with 2 top 10 players right now. Tell me. It's not the Knicks. It's not the Spurs. It's not OKC, and these are the top teams. You know what I mean? Like, Let's be real. From a GM standpoint, or from, just a forecast standpoint, all you had to do was change the pieces around these two guys. You had them locked in. They were both going to be committed. They were both going to retire a Celtic. I mean, the GM job in Boston is pretty much set for the next 10 years, bro. Why would you break this up? Even if they're not getting along, even if you don't like the player, this is kind of wild, bro. Do you really think your team is better off without Jaylen Brown? Without that 1-2 punch? That's the best 1-2 punch in the league right now. And it was going to be that way for quite a while. You know what I'm saying? And JB proved it. He carried the team without Jason Tatum. So clearly he did something to the organization to piss somebody off up top. And perhaps behind the scenes rumblings from the last couple of years about him as a person has come back to haunt him, to the point where, they got rid of him for free, basically. From what I understand, one of those only out of those four picks, I think only one is really gonna make sense, apparently. Right? And we know Paul George. He tried to create this whole playoff P persona. That didn't work, bro. That doesn't exist. Okay. He's a third option at best in this league. Come on, bro. I no disrespect to him. I like PG. He came back from injuries. Really great guy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But yeah, man, this was them dumping Jaylen Brown. This was them getting rid of something that this is taking out the garbage, is what this is. That's what this is, man. Now here's the next thing. Philly is instantly a top 3 team and will be with or without Embiid on the floor every night. They're a top 3 team in the East. You know what I'm saying? Because now you have a guy who shows he could carry a team with whatever supporting cast. Okay? I've seen stretches where Embiid wasn't playing and Maxey was doing his best, but yeah. Do we think they can do some damage in the playoffs? No. Okay. Edgecombe is on his way up. Great. All right. He's got that, as they like to say, he's got that dog in him. So yeah, cool, whatever. But Philly is instantly a top 3 team in the East. And before this trade, I was looking and seeing, it's kind of like with Giannis moving, with Kawhi coming back to the East is actually, I don't know, man. It seems a lot more stacked than the Western Conference right now, to me, which is crazy. Because, East is normally the softer conference, So all of these teams that were on an upward trajectory, like Atlanta, nah. Y'all are going to be struggling to get into the play-in, bro. I'm telling you. Okay? These top 7 teams that made these moves in the offseason, right? And that was before the Celtics, bro. Okay? And Hallie's coming back? Come on, bro. It's going to be bonkers out there. It's going to be crazy on that side, man. So that's the macro picture of this whole thing, of this trade. That's what that trade did right there. The Magic were on their way up. They got a lot of potential, but what are they going to do in the offseason? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to get better? I don't know. I think they're just going to be another playing team to me. They didn't really take a step forward last season, So that's the macro. But I want to finish off with, the title of this video, which is, the analytics says one thing to me, which is that they say, analytics say one thing on paper, but it doesn't replace the eye test. I think for me, this will always be looked at as the evidence that perhaps analytics does not matter. I don't know to what extent analytics have um, influenced championships over the last 20 years? Or, what has it done to really help GMs and front offices put teams together? I don't know the extent of that. I've never seen anything. Maybe that's something I might have to research, you know? But for a game that's played by human beings and not robots, it's crazy that you're going to look at analytics as your end all be all. You know what I'm saying? To me, if this guy is a conference finals MVP, he came in top 5 in the MVP voting almost this season. He carried your team. He shows up every night. He's never really been out for his entire career. You know what I'm saying? He's like a workhorse, Yeah, I think analytics might be off this time. I don't doubt that maybe he's seventh, quote unquote, the seventh best player on the team based on analytics. That's whatever at this point, man. Okay, I'm taking that guy, regardless of analytics. I'm taking that guy. You know what I'm saying? 10 times out of 10, I'm taking him on my team, So, yeah, I think we might have to now start looking at analytics a little bit differently, bro. And that's the reason why I don't think most people on the outside of maybe the front offices really talk about analytics. I really don't think it's that big a deal. And this is why. That's what this says to me about analytics. That's what this says to me about Jaylen Brown. So, yeah, I'm going to be keen to see what the front office is going to say about this trade. They're going to have a PR nightmare, man. How are they going to really explain this one? Like, what are they going to say? They're going to say, oh, we hate this guy. Clearly, you hate the guy. It couldn't be anything else, But we probably won't get the truth, from them. They're probably trying to figure out what kind of BS bullshit lie they're gonna make up and tell us right now. So, But I remember back in the day when Jalen Rose used to have the podcast with Bill Simmons. Man, I can't even remember the name of that podcast, man. But shout out to Jalen Rose. He's the OG of this thing, man. I wish he was still around the way he was back then. Maybe I need to go out and search for him. But he would always have the information from the player's perspective and the front office. I think nowadays you got guys like Gilbert Arenas and the Arena. But I've been watching basketball for like 40 years or whatever. Those guys don't really have the info. They might pretend they do, but they don't really have the info like that, So I'm interested to see who's really gonna come out and say what really happened, man. Really, really interested. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is one of our first videos. I'm working on some really, really cool content for you guys. I hope you like just reasoning and thinking about basketball and life. All right, so subscribe, share, comment below. Let me know what you think about the trade and some of the points that I made in the video. All right, thanks, man. Peace.